Hey everyone, it's Craig from No Limit Logistics. Hope you're doing well. Hey, as you know, our one thing here at No Limit Logistics is that we keep commerce moving, right? We connect the endpoints for you as the shipper and try to streamline your business and bring as much efficiency to your supply chain as we can. And in doing so, that obviously we want to keep you informed and keep you up to date as to what's going on with the industry, trends that you can look out for, and hopefully make good decisions for yourself and for your company going forward as it relates to shipping. And so, come across a very interesting article just today, and it was talking about the driver shortage. And very interesting. You know, we've heard a lot about capacity being tight and got a flood of freight coming in, and obviously all these things are related, right? You know, if there's not enough drivers in the seats of these trucks, and there's so much freight, you know, it all kind of correlates together. But let me show you this article. I'm going to share this link with you. Let me share my screen with you real quick. And here, driver shortage credited for booming freight economy in 2020 and likely into 2021. So very interesting. I mean, obviously we're pretty much done with 2020, right? I think we've established that things are going to be a little bit tighter as we go forward for the rest of the year, right? So this one makes this one a little bit interesting. I've got some key takeaways from this. I won't bore you with the entire article. It's not very long. So if you wanted to hop over to CCJ, and which is Commercial Carrier Journal, you could certainly look into this. But some key takeaways here was there's 80,000 fewer available drivers compared to a year ago. That is huge, right? That is massive. 80,000 drivers that are off the road compared to last year. And you know, with an increase or a surge in freight volumes, this is just exacerbates the problem, right? And it talked about unemployment benefits basically couched or sat a lot of drivers out because they realized drivers don't make a ton of money, right? The really good and smart ones do, but for the most part, it is a low income job. And so these guys were actually able to make more money by sitting on the collecting unemployment, as a lot of industry did, right? So they're not special in terms of that. Another one, the CDL Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse removed 40,000 drivers, and looks like mostly due to marijuana. But you know, they're talking about there's some legislation in place where they may get hair follicle testing as the standard, if you will, and they are talking about. I mean, you can see 5 to 10 times that, right? So we're looking at potential 500,000 drivers could come off the road if they were to implement that. What does that do for capacity? What does that do for rates, right? It's really, really crazy. We've had a 40% drop in CDL training due to closures, right? With COVID. So not as many guys are getting trained, and they're not able to get into the truck, right? I don't know what the stats are in terms of how many people want to be in a truck and want to go through the training process, but nonetheless, I mean, you've seen almost a 0.5% or half a drop into that in the training. That's big, right? Let's see. And then there's another move because with the supply and demand imbalance that we're seeing, tends to drive when capacity is tight, rates go up, right? We know that. And what's happened is you've had a lot of drivers from that were driving for trucking companies for fleets move over into the owner operator sector. They said that's about maybe about 10,000 occurred in the third quarter alone, right? So again, when big fleets talk about, hey, we're short drivers, there's this big driver shortage, we can't move your contracted freight. Well, it's primarily because the spot market rates have outpaced the contract rates. So, you know, as most things, you have to take a grain of salt. You have to kind of look at things from two different sides, right? Um, a mentor of mine, Robert Kiyosaki, he says a coin has three sides, right? A heads, a tails, and the edge. Most people don't stand on the edge. So when you're looking at these, look at these articles with a grain of salt. Look at them from both sides, and really kind of try to pick it apart. And that's why I'm here. Um, you know, with these, if these trends do stay in place, it says all signs point to a favorable outlook in the next 2 years for freight volumes and higher contract spot rates. That will higher spot rates will inevitably push up contract rates. So if you're a contract shipper, you could be looking at this, right? Again, we have this remains all, this all has to play out, right? What do we see going on? We see a big surge right now, with imports coming in, restocking efforts, holiday shipments, that kind of stuff. But overall, like when you look at the macro picture, excuse me, overall, imports are down for the year. Granted, we had a big layoff, if you will, or everything shut down when COVID first started happening, right? But overall, imports are down for the year. And so, you know, that's I go into these articles, I'm like, wow, you know, this could ensue potential panic if there's literally 80,000, 100,000 drivers short. And I think maybe we're experiencing some of that right at the moment. But on the flip side, the things will balance themselves out, right? So depending on how long it takes for the restocking efforts and that stuff to kind of just fizzle out, if you will, and balance itself, right? We'll kind of determine that. But yeah, so stay tuned and let's see how this whole thing plays out. You know, I read an article yesterday, and I'll be very brief on this, but Bangladesh has received a second round of canceled orders for retail products like clothing and things like that, right? So that's developing. We're gonna pay attention to that. Bangladesh is a very big importer for textile goods like clothes and things like that. And if they're receiving a second round of canceled orders from that, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see what follows as we go into Q1, right? Will things just stop? Doubtful, right? But they could slow dramatically. So let's see how this all plays out. Let's not make any rash decisions. But again, that's why I'm here. No Limit Logistics, right? We're a freight broker based in Colorado. We have an office in Tennessee as well. And our purpose is to bring is the best communication as we can and make your life as easy as possible, right? And again, that's why we bring these videos to you, to keep you informed, keep you updated. And we're here to help you in any way we can. If you're having issues with securing capacity right at the moment, if you're having bad customer service and you just need somebody to take care of your freight, please connect with us. We're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter. We also are accessible from our website at nolimitlogisticsllc.com. Reach out to us. We'd love to connect with you. We would love to help you in any way we possibly can to make sense and get through all this this whole thing together. Have a great rest of your day and stay safe out there. Thanks.